Hey guys, what's going on? I'm not feeling all too well as far as my voice. I am feeling way better, but my voice is still a little raspy, but I don't care. I want to share a message with you. Today is Sunday, so happy Sunday to everybody. I hope that today has been a good day so far. If not, I'm praying that it'll get better. I want to talk about karma, right? And I know everybody has heard, the saying that vengeance is not yours. It's not. One thing about karma know everybody address. And rotten fruit gonna fall on its own. You don't even need to do anything. I've had my own experiences where people do things wrong to me. And I feel like I'm so upset. I want them to feel what I feel. I want them to know what I'm going through. And sometimes we take matters into our own hand because we think we gonna do this and they gonna feel that pain. We gonna do that and they gonna feel that pain. They gonna even if they can't feel exactly what we feel, they gonna feel something similar. Mm-mm. That ain't how it go. That saying vengeance is not yours is true. I had to learn that the hard way. I used to be a hothead. I wanted to do everything my way. But I had to learn that when you wait on God, the plan that God got, listen, it's going to outbeat anything you could possibly think about doing to whoever did you wrong. And you know what the good thing about it is? Which a lot of people might not think it's good. God going to put you right there to see it. You could just be minding your business and you going to get a phone call. Oh, you know so-and-so? You ain't heard what happened to so-and-so? You don't even got to be looking for it. That's how karma works. It's going to spin the block every time. And it might not even happen to the person directly. It might happen to somebody close to them. You don't have to go out your way trying to get justice because I'm telling you, it's a God that sit high and look low. He don't miss a beat. And sometimes that revenge might not come the next day or the next week or the next year. It might take years. But when it comes, it's going to hit. It's like I had to learn in life that sometimes you gotta forgive people that's not even sorry and you got to move on. That's the hardest that it's not the hardest thing to do, but it's one of the hardest things to do. When people do you wrong, you want them to apologize, at least be mature enough to say, well, you know what, I'm wrong, I'm sorry. Everybody ain't got that in them. Everybody ain't gonna be a you. Maybe you might be like that, maybe you might not be like that. But everybody ain't like that. So when that happened, you got to know how to just kick that bucket down the road and just keep on going. But going out there trying to get revenge for what people done did, you can't. You got to learn to let it go. It's going to double back. Trust me, it's going to come back around. You're going to see it. You're going to hear about it. Let me tell you, I can name many instances, but I'm going to talk about this one because this is my own experience, right? This happened some time ago, and it was this girl. And I didn't know the girl per se. I knew who she was, but I didn't know her. I had heard things about her, you know, and I only heard things about her because she was attacking me, right? She kept on attacking me about this guy. I was humble because, we had already had our little scuffle. I did my one too, but that was it. It was over. She was an older person. She was older than me. And she kept on going on all over Facebook. And I don't be having problems on Facebook, but she kept on going on. And when people make you mad, sometimes when people get on your nerves so bad, sometimes it's like you start to think of these things in your mind that you could do. And you start thinking of ways that you could do it and get away with it. I was at that point. I felt like I could just do the most egregious things and just like get away with it. I never did nothing. Even if I felt like I could, even if I knew I could, even if I knew I had people that would step behind me, I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna let this. I'm gonna let her have it. I would say that. I was like, I'm gonna just let her have it. Every now and again, I might say my one two, but Mama was going too hard behind this dude. I'm talking about the rumors. Anything that was worthy of listening to, she was saying it. I learned things about me that I didn't even know. Okay. And she was just carrying on 4 years, right? And I remember somebody came to me and I said, you know what? I ain't even worried about it. God gonna handle it. That was the mature thing to do. Even though inside of me it was like, girl, you don't get up and go. But again, it was like, what more can you do? You already done fought the person. They still gonna talk. You can't stop nobody from doing nothing that they don't want, that they gonna do. You understand what I'm saying? When people are upset, when people are jealous, that's the worst thing. When people jealous, listen, I always say I'd rather somebody hate me, because when somebody hate me, they gonna show you that they hate you. When they jealous, you don't even know how they coming. They gonna play up under you, everything. You don't even know how they be coming. So if you just gonna hate me, just go ahead and hate me for whatever reason you gonna hate me, and let that just be what it is, right? But again, she was doing all the things. A lot of things that she said, it hurt, you know? And we gonna get into that. The whole, what they teach you when you a kid, sticks and stones may break my bones, but words don't hurt. That's crap. Words hurt. Okay? Words hurt internally. Any form of verbal abuse is never good. So words do hurt, but I ain't know her. So she ain't really owe me no loyalty. She ain't owe me nothing. But she was doing all of this. She was mad at the wrong person. Said all these things. Said all these things. When I'm talking about my piss level, sky high. Top of the totem pole. Mad. Right? But I had to eat that. Every day I had to eat it. Because every day she was going for like 4 years. And one day I had just forgot about it. I just, because at this point, she wasn't going to stop. Mama was just on an all-time high. And somebody called me and somebody was like, so and so daughter died, right? It hadn't even hit Facebook, right? And I just waited. Would you believe her daughter actually passed away from all the same things she was saying? All the rumors she was spreading about me. Everything. It was this one rumor she kept saying. And it wasn't true. But anything to dirty somebody's face. A lie don't care who tell it. And her daughter passed away from issues or a mental state from the same thing. And at first I wanted to respond because she always used to have this thing. She used to always post and say, "Oh, touch not thy anointed." And I remember one day I commented and I said, when you say touch not thy anointed, you got to remember that you might be touching thy anointed. You understand? Just because a person don't post scriptures every day or talk about scriptures every day or go to church on Sunday, that don't mean they not God's child. Don't think that you more blessed than the next. You're not. God loved all us the same. He created all us. He loved us all the same. So don't think you're more special in a book. You God's pet. No. I'm gonna get my blessings. Your blessings is your blessings. Can't nobody touch your blessings. And that's what she had going on, right? So I had commented, right? I had put a post on my Facebook page, and I mentioned Karma, and I was like, one thing about Karma know everybody address. Here I am, just minding my business, and I just get this phone call out the blue, and sure enough, it was true. And I could have, even though it was death, and people always say, well, it's somebody's child. Let me tell you something. When you're going through with somebody, you don't get to pick and choose how they clap back. You don't. People always want to put stipulations. Oh, you arguing with somebody. Oh, well, you can't talk about their mama. You can't. Yeah, you can't. But, it's not the right thing to do. But you can't tell nobody what to say. And I didn't clap back. I didn't make fun. I didn't do any of the things. You understand what I'm saying? I didn't do any of the things. But I will say, all I had to do was be patient. The plans that I had for this girl, none compared to the pain that she feeling now. And I'm not saying that I'm happy she feeling the pain, but what I'm saying is be mindful when you pick and choose your battles. Because again, it's a God that sit high and look low. And just like you think he gonna favor you, he gonna favor me too. It might have took 4 years, but God spun the block. He spun the block. The rumors was just out of control. And one thing about rumors that I know, rumors don't have to be true. They just gotta be juicy. Juicy enough for whoever telling it, somebody else gonna believe it. But let the rumor be about the person that's telling it. It a whole different ball game. They gonna go through hell and high water trying to prove that them rumors ain't true. That's why you gotta be mindful when you do stuff to people. And it's hard when you're upset. It's hard when you're hurt. It's hard when nobody understands. It's hard when you ain't got nobody to talk to. You gonna talk to whoever. You gonna paint whatever picture you want to paint, especially when you don't know that person. It's easy for you to say whatever because you want to be, the one that everybody gravitate to because you have so much to say. You think you got the tea. Can't be like that, man. You can't be like that. So I say to anybody that's out there, we all go through things. And sometimes again, I always say, people don't never tell their version of the story where it shows that they're wrong. Because it's easier to blame somebody else. But when it come to karma, when you know you out there doing wrong, and you feel like, well, I done got away with this, years done passed, and ain't, baby, karma coming. Everybody actions, they got a time. I think that the only way that you could overcome that is true repentance. Like you actually have to know, be sorry in your heart. You got to give that to God. That's how I think that you overcome that. You don't want nothing to bounce back on you. And it's not, a lot of people, they say, well, you got to face the person that you did wrong to. I don't think that. I have done that. Even when I wasn't wrong, I've done that. Even with, as a matter of fact, with this girl this year, as a matter of fact, even though it was old and the situation, the daughter dying and all that stuff, it had already passed. And I had a dream. It was like something in my heart. I had a dream about her daughter, and it was like her daughter gave me a message. And something in my heart was saying, this is God test that you gotta do this. And because of, the history, I was like, this ain't God. This gotta be the devil. And I talked to somebody that I really trusted, and they was like, well, if you feel it in your heart, it probably is God. So I went through a girl that I knew, and I got a number. And when I got her number, and I say, I'm a call. And if she don't pick up the phone, it's definitely the devil, right? So when I called, she didn't pick up the phone. I hung up the phone. I just in the call because I was like, yep, it's the devil. God ain't sent me to do this. And she ended up calling back. And when she called back, she was like, somebody called his phone. And I was like, girl, you've been playing on my phone for how I done had the same number since 2014. You've been playing on my phone for I don't even know how long. You know who this is. But the point was, I told her the dream. She listened. I told her the dream. And I went on. I took that opportunity to apologize because it was a point when I had to read her rights. And I said some things, regardless of the fact if it was true or not. Maybe you didn't want nobody to know that. And so I apologize because you never know how your words might offend somebody. So I apologize about it. She didn't apologize back, and it didn't matter to me. You understand what I'm saying? Because I did what I felt like I had to do. And I'm not gonna lie, it's like after I did that, if that was a test of faith, it's like the floodgates just open. And it's like all these blessings just came pouring through. And I had to do that. But I'm not gonna lie, it was so hard. It was so hard for me because I'm like, I'm telling God, I'm like, you know how much things this girl done said about me? You know how much, do you know what this girl done put me through? Like, don't matter. Like, it's just sometimes it's so hard, but you got to be obedient. You got to be obedient. And with that karma hit her. You understand? And I know she was surprised. Like, she apologizing. And she knows she the one did wrong to me. And again, we don't even know each other, but sometimes the maturity, you understand? But that karma is going to spin the block every time. Every time, don't matter, 10, 15, 20 years from now, it's going to hit. And when it hit, believe me when I tell you, God going to put you in place to hear about it and to see it. Okay? Vengeance ain't yours. Rotten fruit going to fall by itself every single time. You don't believe nothing, believe that.